The JDM car culture is huge and has been around for decades. JDM culture is not all about nitro booster cars and warp speed like we see in the movies. It is a culture that has been brought to life as a result of the discipline and dedication of the Japanese martial arts being inculcated into the Japanese domestic market for cars. If you didn't know what JDM meant, now you know. The JDM car culture demonstrates the devotion, loyalty, and honor that car owners have for their JDM cars and fellow JDM car drivers. If you do not have a taste for what the JDM culture feels like, the Fast and Furious movie franchise is the best way to experience it. If you watch the first movie in the Fast and Furious franchise, you will find out that the JDM culture was not just about flashy body kits and upgrades. It is about taking a stock car and adding aftermarket upgrades to help it reach its maximum potential. The Honda Civic was the car of choice for the highway truck heists in the first Fast and Furious movie. Although the Toyota Supra is probably the most popular JDM car, Civics are well respected in the JDM community. Honda has created a huge fan base in and outside of Japan. And today, we will be doing a full review of the 2022 Honda Civic Type R. In the mid-90s, Honda brought us a Type R vehicle known as the Integra Type R. It was launched for the Japanese market, but 320 samples were sold to the American market, and they were snatched up very quickly. The Acura Integra Type R rose to cult status and is one of the iconic cars to come out of the stable of Honda since the inception of this car manufacturing company. Honda Type R vehicles are special. The Type R badge signifies that these models are special performance editions of the lineup that they came from. Vehicles that carry the Type R badge have been built with a focus on racing conditions. In Type R badged vehicles, you have a different suspension setup and tuned engines. When the Type R badge was created, these special editions were created only for the racetracks. As time passed, it was introduced to a wider market. Traditionally, Type R badged cars have a red Honda badge and championship white paint listed as an option. The Honda Civic has been around since the 1970s. Since then, it has been rebadged so many times that it could meet global demand. The Honda Civic Type R was first introduced in 1997. It ran as a standalone model till 2000 when it became a part of the Honda Civic lineup. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R that we will be taking a look at draws from the 2017 Honda Civic Type R. The Honda Civic Type R is the perfect car for users that want a sports car that is equipped with all the practicality of an everyday car. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R is one of the most powerful in its class. It is fast, but it still maintains every feature that is peculiar to a car that can utilize for daily driving. It is not too powerful for handling in urban areas, but you won't be left in the dust when a grandma decides to race you to the next stoplight in her 20-year-old rusty Chevy Impala. Moving on. The power plant in the 2017 Honda Civic Type R, codenamed FK8, is the most powerful yet. It is also the first Honda Type R that could be imported brand new into the United States. It has a 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine that churns out 306 horsepower. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R bore rumors of having a hybrid power plant, but it seems Honda has waived those rumors and will be retaining a pure combustion engine. We presume that the 2022 Honda Civic Type R will be powered by the same 2-liter turbocharged inline-4 engine, but with upgrades that could make it produce over 400 horsepower. For a hatchback in this segment, that is quite an upgrade. Traditionally, Type Rs come with a manual transmission, and it doesn't look like the Japanese are about to deviate from tradition. The 2-liter inline-4 should be mated to a 6-speed manual transmission. There are rumors that Honda might be offering us the dual-clutch 8-speed transmission with shift paddles, just like we have in the Hyundai Veloster N. Dual-clutch transmissions are notorious for their lightning-quick gear changes that can give you a bump in performance. But many petrol heads might not subscribe to the idea of Honda switching the manual 6-speed transmission. If you have been a fan of the Honda Civic Type R but can't drive stick, a dual-clutch transmission variant could mean you can own one. Since the 2022 Honda Civic Type R is not built to go vroom in a straight line, the chassis have been reworked so that the vehicle can handle better than its predecessors. This makes the whole new Honda Civic Type R much more enticing. The chassis is going to be remodeled and equipped with a dual-access strut suspension that helps to reduce torque steer by a significant amount. The top speed of the 2022 Honda Civic Type R is not known at this point, but don't expect it to hit the 200 mph mark. Its 0 to 60 mph runtime is also unknown, but when paired with cars in its class in a straight line, it will haul ass and give them a run for their money. The Honda Civic Type R is not some underpowered hatchback that looks cool. It embodies the discipline that the Japanese samurai of old infused into their lifestyle. It is an all-around performer that is a result of the evolution of the JDM culture. When compared to other cars in its class like the Toyota GT86, the Hyundai Veloster, and the VW Golf GTI, it is on par, if not even better when it comes to overall performance. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R has been using an FWD drivetrain since its inception. In tight spots, if your rear tires do not make enough contact with the ground, it could be hard to get out. If Honda decides to switch the FWD for AWD on the 2022 Honda Civic Type R like the 2021 Golf GTI, it would be a great upgrade and addition. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R will not be great for everyday city driving if it guzzles gas like the classic American muscle cars. The exact EPA figures have not been released by Honda, but the Civic has more output than most cars in this segment, so its fuel economy might not be as great as its competitors. The 2021 Honda Type R offered 25 miles per gallon, so the new Civic might just be a few miles less. When the 2021 Honda Civic Type R came out, customers complained about the car looking too aggressive for daily driving. It looked great, but is right on the borderline of being too much. Honda listened to the complaints of its customers when they were designing the 2022 Honda Civic Type R. It looks sporty and modern and not too extra. All the fake vents have been removed, although they still maintain the aggressive look of the front end. The front end of the 2022 Type R is way more aggressive than other cars in its class, but it is still beautiful. It features LED headlights and a hood with a horizontal opening for cooling off the inline-4 engine. You also have the R badge in red and 20-inch tires. The rear end of the 2022 Type R also looks new and easy to pick out in a crowd. It now has new C-shaped taillights and a spoiler that is mounted on top. There is a fake vent on the rear bumper and a dual exhaust system to complement the sporty look of the vehicle. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R looks different from its older sibling, but it seems to have borrowed design cues from the more popular and famous Accord. Looking at the interior, the 2022 Honda Civic Type R is going to be receiving a major upgrade. The first noticeable change is the huge 9-inch screen that serves as input for infotainment. The former Honda Civics have always featured a screen that is integrated with the dashboard, but the new screen brings an upscale improvement to the in-car technology in the Honda Civic. The upholstery is also expected to be much better. We expect some low-quality carbon fiber, a red trim, and the use of composite plastics. The steering also looks new and unlike anything we have seen in the Honda Civic Type R generations. The 2022 Type R is expected to be more spacious because of its elongated wheelbase. The width and height remain unchanged, but the legroom could be better. The new 9-inch screen is not the only difference in the interior of the 2022 Honda Civic Type R. The dashboard has been revisited and the AC vents look to be obscured. This makes the dashboard look more modern. It also gives the entire interior a minimalistic feel that would appeal to the larger populace. With the 9-inch screen, we expect the infotainment system will be purely digital. It would also be equipped with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. So, no matter which pattern you have a preference for, you could stay connected to the media system. We could also have a subscription-based Wi-Fi hotspot and wireless smartphone charging. The details of the in-car technology for the 2022 Honda Civic Type R are not known. The truck space is still a mystery to us, but they might be similar to what we have in the older siblings of the Type R Civic. These things might be unknown to us. We might not be able to tell you how many dead bodies you could fit in that trunk. Please don't get caught. But the 2022 Honda Civic Type R is equipped with a slew of safety features that could make everyday driving easier. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R is not the safest car on the road, but for its price and class, it is doing reasonably well. It has not been crash tested by the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety and National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, so we do not have crash test scores for you. Nonetheless, the 2022 Honda Civic Type R comes equipped with a lot of safety features. In the 2022 Honda Civic Type R, you have a forward collision warning and automated emergency warning system that stops the driver from rear-ending other vehicles or running into pedestrians. You have a lane departure warning and lane keeping assist system that could be a great help on the highways. Other features present are adaptive cruise control, Honda Lane Watch camera, and road departure mitigation system. When you have all of that, the basics of driving have been simplified for you. It is easier to concentrate on the road and have a safe trip. The Honda Civic Type R might not be equipped with a semi-autonomous driving mode like Tesla vehicles, but it is equipped with enough technology to make everyday driving easier. The 2021 Honda Civic Type R is a great machine, and we do not expect the 2022 Type R to do any less. The Type R has stamped itself as an iconic variant in the Honda Civic lineup, and it has a respectable legacy and is famous for being loved by the car community for decades. With the new Type R, we do not think Honda has dropped the ball yet, but we won't know until we get to drive it. The 2022 Honda Civic Type R is slated to debut sometime in the last quarter of 2021. The last model carried a price tag of $38,450, so it is expected that the price for the new Type R should be within the confines of $40,000. The 2022 Type R would be sporting different color trims, so you have a lot of options to choose from. We think the best looking color should go to platinum white or rally red. Which color works best for you? Tell us in the comments section, and do not forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Bye.